British Prime Minister Keir Starmer has been dealt a significant political blow following the resignation today of his right-hand man, Morgan McSweeney. The Cork man quit as Chief of Staff after taking responsibility for advising him to appoint Peter Mandelson as Ambassador to the United States. Mr Starmer is already under mounting pressure over his decision to send Mr Mandelson to Washington after files showed the extent of his relationship to the late sex offender Jeffrey Epstein.
Behind the doors of Downing Street, a government in crisis. Morgan McSweeney from Macroom in County Cork and British Prime Minister Keir Starmer's Chief of Staff has resigned. It comes amid anger over his role in the appointment of Peter Mandelson as US Ambassador. Mr McSweeney, the Prime Minister's closest aide, was widely seen as central to rebuilding Labour and to its landslide victory in the last election. But his position has been seriously undermined by the release of emails showing the extent of Mandelson's relationship with the convicted child sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. A police investigation was launched after the documents suggested Mandelson leaked market-sensitive government information to Epstein when he was the UK government's business secretary during the financial crisis. In a statement, Mr McSweeney said the decision to appoint Peter Mandelson was wrong. He said it had damaged the party, the country and trust in politics. He said he had advised the Prime Minister to make the appointment and he said he took full responsibility for that advice. The Prime Minister will be hoping that Mr McSweeney's resignation will take the heat out of the row over Peter Mandelson's appointment. There have been calls for Keir Starmer to step down, but one Cabinet Minister has insisted the Prime Minister should remain in office.
The Prime Minister has made a mistake here, but I think he's acted in good faith. And the person who knew the truth, the person who knew about all these emails, the person who knew about this years of contact was Peter Mandelson himself. Why did he apply for the post and put the Prime Minister in this position?
Despite Mr McSweeney's resignation, it seems unlikely that it will draw a line under the controversy. Aisling Kenny, RTE News.
Well, let's speak now with our reporter, Laura Fletcher, who's joining us from London. And Laura, perhaps firstly you can underline for us just how significant Morgan McSweeney was for both Mr Starmer and the Labour Party.
Ray, prior to this week, this camera-shy political strategist from Macroom in County Cork, he may not have had the name recognition of other chiefs of staff. I'm thinking of Alistair Campbell, I'm thinking of Dominic Cummings. But make no mistake, Morgan McSweeney played a central role in the Labour Party's comeback after that crushing election defeat back in 2019, and indeed to the direction of the party under Keir Starmer. And as recently as Wednesday, Keir Starmer described Morgan McSweeney as an essential part of his team. Now the language coming from Number 10 is that both the Prime Minister and his now former Chief of Staff felt it was the right time for Mr McSweeney to go. Now pressure, of course, as you heard in Aisling's report, had been building, and in Morgan McSweeney's statement he said appointing Peter Mandelson as ambassador to the US was wrong. But language is important here, Ray, because he said when asked he advised the Prime Minister to make that appointment. And questions are already being asked of who else within government felt that appointment was a good idea, and it's important to remember that many within the party did. And the other big question that's being asked is whether enough has been done with Morgan McSweeney standing down to take the heat off the man who made the appointment, the Prime Minister, Keir Starmer.
Yes, and indeed, and so that begs the question, where do things stand for the Prime Minister tonight?
Well, predictably, Ray, those on the opposition benches are not satisfied. Conservative leader Kemi Badenoch has said the Prime Minister should take responsibility for what she said were his own terrible decisions. Reform leader Nigel Farage said his money was on Mr Starmer following Mr McSweeney not being far behind him. Liberal Democrats Deputy Leader Daisy Cooper said the Prime Minister can change his advisers as often as he likes, but the buck stops with him. And the Green Party leader Zach Palensky said Mr McSweeney's departure was necessary but not sufficient, and that Keir Starmer needed to go. Within his party, as you could hear from that report, there is some support for him, but others are less enamoured. Among them, Kim Johnson, who said Keir Starmer's position was untenable, and Brian Leishman, the MP, said Mr Starmer must look at his own position and question whether he should follow Mr McSweeney's lead once more. And so we're going to find out a bit more tomorrow. Already 2 successors have been appointed to fill the role left vacant by Morgan McSweeney, and those are his previous 2 deputies, Jill Cuthbertson and Vidya Alexon. And Keir Starmer is due to speak to his parliamentary party tomorrow to say how the government is addressing the issues highlighted by the Mandelson scandal. And so we should all watch this space, Ray.
Yes, indeed. Laura, thank you.